few pushes. So you don't do it so close to the line that it's just a bump. There's definitely pushing with your toe stops, okay? But it's obviously not like 10 steps, okay? Where you use it most is if you have a jammer that's not moving fast but pretty steady. You sort of get into like a, if I'm under you, I'm gonna win. That's the plan on walking and jamming. So this is like when stuff is not moving very quickly, but someone's kind of ish close to the line. This is a good way to drive them out, okay? Someone asked what happens at the end. The ideal situation is that once you get all the way out, you have to kind of turn back in onto a turnaround toe stop, okay? Because you're pushing all of your body weight. If they're not there, you're gonna fall over. So it's gonna be almost, it's very tricky to recover from this one because you're leaning them so far out. But that is the goal. Once you get them out, you have to obviously change yourself back to get back into the track, okay? So if a lot of this is this chunk of your back at their quad as you're pushing. Some people were asking about arms, if you'd help me real quick. Your arms, if you do it correctly, are actually like not involved. So if your shoulder and your arm are getting in there, it should be more of your actual like side of you. And so my arms are kind of loose and away from the action as I'm like stepping and kind of working her quad area into her butt a little bit. But do you see why my arms aren't really involved here? Because I'm low enough that I've used my back. Okay? Does anyone have any other questions? Yeah. Probably could be that you might not be low enough because you want it to be bent. It's not like, it's funny, my butt's not really going down, but my torso is, and that keeps my head kind of away. The more like, this feels weird, I feel pictures coming. Yeah, the lower, now whether you bring your butt, it's, everything in derby is better with the butt low, but sometimes here you actually need the elongation, so it's a very weird, like, strange shape. But the lower you get, the less you can keep your head away. Because again, the connection is down here and up into the back, so hopefully less head and more. When in doubt, lower, but sometimes this one is like a weird one where like elongating into like the number 7 kind of helps you a little bit. Okay, next thing up. Good question though. Offensive clearing, coming from behind, ending with them behind you and your leg in between them. All right, here we go. So we're coming from behind, wrapping our body into somebody that we're trying to offensively clear. We're coming from behind, running up from the penalty box, whatever the situation. We're making a very friendly side for our jam. Here's what it looks like. We'll be kind of hanging out on the inside line. How you're going to wind up ending is that your right leg, remember how we talked about the tail here? Your right leg, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so what's going to happen is, as you come up here, you're essentially turning yourself so that your top half is behind her and your bottom half is in front of her. That sounds weird. What it looks like is I come up like this. I get here. Okay? So see, this is here. Same thing as the one we just did. We're putting half of our body in one spot, the other half somewhere else, using this chunk of our body. As I come up on her, basically I'm not as concerned about smothering my way through. I would do that if I was jamming though. But now I have a little bit of space. My goal is to basically come up, get my hip over here, and get my torso down here, get my leg here. You definitely can't get out of this. Like for offense, this is fantastic because there's no way anyone's getting out of this. The caution here is that accuracy. You want to make sure that you make your transition close to her without, obviously the worst thing is overshooting, then it's completely useless, okay? You want your right leg to be right in here. So as you transition, you keep your back low and this way, okay? So get in there, low, arms are not involved. It's my side here. My leg is here. I'm not hitting her with my leg when I come up. I'm coming up and using all this and not touching her really with anything else. And on the other side it would be the same way. So if you were over here, this side is less likely in a game, but we're going to practice both. As I come up, my goal is to get my side touching her. My back is behind her. My leg is in front of her. Okay? See? Leg is in front and here, not touching her. This is the connection, and I've got a good lock. Okay? Everyone good on the mechanic of it? Be very careful to not start stepping up and swinging crazy karate legs, okay? That can happen. Want to avoid stepping in like that. But you want to make your transition. You're making a little circle, essentially. As you come up, you just make a little circle. Arm comes on the other side. The connection is here. Yeah? All right, let's keep the same partner.